Hello and welcome to the album, and as you can see by the title, I'm doing a review of one of melodic or pop rock's most underrated and underappreciated bands of Magnum. Now, I love Magnum. They are one of my absolute favourite bands of all time. Their last album, On the 13th Day, it was just extraordinary, easily a contender for Album of the Year, but you have to find that out towards the end of the year when I do my top 25 albums of the year, but I'll tell you, it is in there. From, their latest stuff, and Into the Valley of the Moon King, which I think is just such a classic album. It's phenomenal. It's my top 10 favourite albums of all time. To the classics of the 80s, On a Storyteller's Night. They've just had such a fantastic career. It's fantastic that, they're still going, to be honest, and in bloody good form. I went to see them live at the Liverpool Academy 2 in Liverpool, England, on the 21st of November. Yeah, I'm being a bit late reviewing it, but oh well. And yeah, so good. So they play 4 tracks on the new album. They play 3 from On a Storyteller's Night, of course. A track from Brand New Morning, Chase the Dragon, Goodnight LA. Just tracks from quite a few of their albums, to be honest. So, when I was thinking about what they were going to open with, I thought they have to open with All the Dreamers from On the 13th Day. So what do? They open with All the Dreamers. And yeah, it's just as good as it sounds on paper. It's an awesome way to open the concert, really good. And then after such a strong opening like that, they go into When We Were Younger from Princess Alice and the Broken Arrow, which is another of my absolute favourite Magnum albums in the post-Hard Rain era. And yeah, such a good way to start a concert, then go into it. That's one of their classic songs in my opinion. I think it's up there with How Far Jerusalem and Days of No Trust and things like that. And then they play something else in the new album. They play Blood Red Laughter, my second favourite song from the album. And something I'm going to say now is that they don't play my favourite song from the new album. No, it's not like it's an obscure song, or it's an obscure album track that I just happen to love. No, it's the main single, Let It Rain. It's an extraordinary ballad, absolutely phenomenal. One of my songs of the year, and yet they didn't play it. And in fact, to rub salt in an open bloody wound, they after the finale, after the encore, when they went off stage, they played a little song in the background, while people were leaving. That song was Let It Rain, and it's like, yeah, thanks for rubbing bloody lemon in my eye. I was looking forward to them playing that song. They could have played it instead of their 7th track. Well, I don't know. Everything they played was really good, but personally I suppose I would have had it instead of The Flood. As good as The Flood was, it's not a Magnum track I'm particularly familiar with, but anyway, I haven't quite got that far yet. So then they played Wild Angels. One of their classic songs, every Magnum fan knows that. Then to Brand New Morning, which was their first after the split. And then the classic track, How Far Jerusalem, which I thought maybe should have been a bit nearer to the end, but, it doesn't really matter. It's How Far Jerusalem from On a Storyteller's Night. Phenomenal track ever they played. And then The Flood. Now, I didn't really know this song, actually. I wasn't familiar with it. I'm not familiar with that album. I can't remember which album that was from. But, yeah, I'm not really familiar with it, to be honest. But I thought that the rendition of it was really good. I really enjoyed the song. I still would have rather Let It Rain, but oh well, I'm not going to fuss too much. And then they played my favourite Magnum track, Les Morts Dansant, which I still think should have been the encore. It's Les Morts Dansant. It's such a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful track. Very much about World War I, or I was imagining it to be about World War I in particular. Translates to the Dancing Dead. Stunning track. And then they went into The Spirit, which is a song I do know, not as well as, things like, How Far Jerusalem, but it's a really, really, and again, a really lovely ballad, and, really nice section where they sort of played, a few more ballads in the middle. And then they went into a song from the new album, Dance to the Black Tattoo, which really great song, but still not as good as Let It Rain. And then All My Bridges from Into the Valley of the Moon King, and it's like, you know, as much as I love that album, I've just said it's in my top 10 favourite albums of all time, I clearly love it. And it is, you know, one of the best songs on it, but if they're going to play one track from that album, why not play the Moon King? I mean, to me the Moon King should be a staple. It should be played as many times as Vigilante and Kingdom of Madness. It should be a staple in the Magnum set. It's just such a classic song, it really is. It's like Dragons Are Real should be from Princess Alice in the Broken Chain. Why do they not play bloody Dragons Are Real? As much as I love When We Were Younger and think, I suppose it is the better song, but they should play Dragons Are Real, really. But again, they're one of those bands with such a big career, it's hard to, you know, what they play, what they don't. And then All England's Eye, Vigilante and Kingdom of Madness just before the encore, you know, 3 classic Magnum tracks. Not much to say really, except they were absolutely sublime. And I mean, Bob Catley's voice, God almighty, can he still sing. He really, in my opinion, sing pretty much just as well as he could back in the 80s, really. He's just got one of those voices that just has managed to stay and, you know, not die like Meatloaf seems to, you know, have done all his vocal troubles, but he's had troubles since the Bat Out of Hell tour, to be honest, a bit unfazed, and as an example. But he seems to have kept his voice, Bob Catley, definitely. Tony Clarkin, such a massively underrated guitar player, really fantastic. But everyone in that band is, you know, Mark Stanway on keyboards, Harry James, I think it is, on drums, who was also in Thunder, I think, and Al Barrow on bass. I mean, they're just a fantastic band, and they played really top-notch. The sound, the production was absolutely fantastic for the concert. No quibbles with the sound like it did with Shinedown and Blackstone Cherry. No, everything was perfect, everything was clear, really, you know, they really, and also they just went for it. You could tell they really trying, even though it's only a smallish crowd. It's the Academy too, I mean, you know, it's not big, but they went for it, gave it that absolute, you know, it's appreciated. So anyway, let's talk about the encore. Played 3 tracks for the encore. The first was See How They Fall, which, yeah, you know, it's a great track. Still, it seemed weird, the 2 choices before the obvious ending one. Rocking Chair as well. This was a song I was not particularly familiar with, really caught me by surprise, didn't know it really. I think I may have heard it once or twice, but didn't know it. But to be honest, I was thinking, when I looked at the set before going, it was like, why are they ending near with Rocking Chair? Then I heard it and it was like, yeah, oh, okay, that's why they're ending with it. They prove that, yeah, that's a bloody good song that's underrated in their catalogue, I think, because, oh my God, yeah, that was turned to an epic, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, ending with that was, well, that being the penultimate song even, was no bad idea on Magnum's part. But obviously the ending song was Days of No Trust from Wings of Heaven. How are they not going to play that? I don't think it's their absolute best song. I personally thought they should have ended with like How Far Jerusalem or something, but I'm not going to complain. It's a bloody good song. I'm not going to criticise it. You know, it's such a good song. But yeah, Magnum, such a phenomenal band. I really recommend going to see them before they, you know, call it a day. But at the moment, they're going strong. They're producing some of the best work of their career, with On the 13th Day and In the Valley of the Moon King, even though The Visitation wasn't that good. And they did play a song from that, didn't they? Yeah, Wild Angels, that was it. That's not a classic. I was getting confused with something else. No, Wild Angels is from Visitation. Yeah, I was getting very confused with a different song completely. No, Wild Angels, just to clarify, is not that great a song. I think Black Sky is the best from The Visitation. I think The Visitation's overall a disappointing album. It's not bad, but it's like a 7 out of 10. It's really not the best. They should have played Let It Rain, which, yes, I may have mentioned that song about 1,000,000 times, but I really like it. I was disappointed it didn't play it. Still, it didn't affect the concert. The second time I've seen Magnum, just as good. Yeah, bloody good band. But why don't play? Why you don't play it? No, so Let It Rain. Just who knows? But yeah. So this has been the Album Man. Thanks for watching. Comment, rate, subscribe, and as usual, long live rock and roll.